Don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is her without any makeup. Can we appreciate the skin? It's so flawless. So we already moisturized and cleaned the skin properly. So I'm applying this primer by Charlotte Tilbury. It's called Wonder Glow. It has a soft focus effect. It blurs out imperfections and gives a radiant boost to the skin. I love this one. I'm not gonna start with the eyes, and I'm applying this MAC Soft Ochre Paintpot as a base. So I'm gonna clean up under the brow and go up until the crease, because we're gonna apply another cream shadow on the mobile lid, which is Ria by Nabla Cosmetics. And this is a prune lilac-y shade, very deep in color, very rich with a lot of pigment and sparkle, which I love. And I'm gonna apply that all over the mobile lid with a synthetic brush to get the most pigment out of this. And as you can see, I'm just packing the product and then dragging slightly. And with the same brush that we were using before to diffuse painterly, I'm gonna make sure the two shadows are marrying together, and it creates a soft finish look. You have to work quickly with the shadows because they set. I'm not going to start using shadows, and I'm using this Boulevard Montparnasse palette by Guerlain, but you can also use the Ultimate Cool Neutrals palette by NYX, which has the same kind of tones, but since I have the Guerlain one, I'm going to use that one. So I'm taking the first shade, which is a very pinky white with a bit of pearl, and I'm just going to apply that under the bridge of the brow to highlight. And we're going for this prune look. I'm not going to take my first transition shade with Azoeva Deluxe Petite Crease brush, and I'm just going to apply that up until the color that we just applied as a wash of color, because we want the drama to be at the base of the lash and then diffuse upwards. I'm not going to take another transition shade, and this one I'm going to apply a little bit below, so very close to the cream eyeshadow that we applied on the mobile lid, just to create that transition. And just blend. I'm not going to take this Prismatic eyeshadow by NYX. This one is called Punk Heart, and it is very stunning. It is just like the cream eyeshadow by Nabla that we applied before, but in powder and with a lot more shimmer. So I'm just going to make sure I pack that on the lid for maximum power and definition. And then I'm going to take the brush that we were using before to apply our transition shades and diffuse the edges and make them look seamless. I'm not going to take another Prismatic eyeshadow by NYX. This one is called Ice Queen. I'm going to spray a little bit of Fix Plus and apply that on the tear duct to make a highlight popping. I'm not going to line her lashes using Blacktrack by MAC, which is a black eyeliner. And take an angled brush of your liking to make the job easier, and I'm just gonna draw a very thin line on the lash line to make sure the lashes look at their fullest, but also to help me conceal the band of the false eyelashes that we are gonna apply shortly. I'm not gonna curl her eyelashes. This is a step that you should always do even if you don't wear any makeup, because it opens up the eyes crazy, so you should try this always. And I'm gonna also apply a coat of mascara. This is the Lancome Hypnose Lash Waterproof, and I love this one because it keeps the curl, it gives the lashes drama, volume, and length. I'm not gonna apply these House of Lashes falsies, and if you wanna know exactly the ones that I use, check out the description bar below because I can't remember. I'm just gonna tuck the corners now and give them a little push to help them curl the way I want them to. I'm not gonna apply a Strass by Makeup Forever, which is a little pearl, and this one is black because I want this punky look on the eyes. And I'm gonna apply one on each tear duct. And I'm gonna do her brows now. I'm using the NYX eyebrow gels in Brunette and Blonde, so I'm mixing two. Just make sure they are filled in, but the shape that she has is pretty good. I'm now gonna move on to base, and I'm using this NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. This is one of my favorites ever, and it was a great discovery of 2016. And I'm using the shade Light 1, which is Siberia. I'm gonna apply that with the finger so it gets a little warm, and then I'm gonna make sure it diffuses into the skin with a beauty blender. So I'm just patting this foundation in to make sure it looks flawless. This foundation I love because it's a medium buildable coverage. It has a skin-like finish, so a bit dewy. It's not crazy glowy, as the name might suggest, and it looks like second skin. I love this. I'm gonna conceal her under eyes using the Salmon Concealer by Eve Pearl. This one is in light, and you have to make sure that if you're using lilac-y shades and you have kind of a violet bluish under eyes, you have to conceal that. Otherwise, you're gonna look sick, like you're sick, and nobody likes that. So take a light Salmon Concealer and get rid of those. I'm gonna actually take one that is her shade now. So this one is by NARS. It's the Radiant Creamy Concealer. And I'm mixing vanilla with a little bit of her base, which was Siberia, a little bit lighter, to get the exact tone that I'm looking for, but still keeping the coverage. So I'm just gonna apply that with fingers and work it into the skin with the Micro Beauty Blender, which I love. You really need a little product of this, so don't apply too much unless you're gonna use it with a sponge, because it's gonna soak up the excess product. If you're gonna apply that with fingers, take much less product. You've been warned. I'm not gonna set the under eye using the NARS Loose Reflecting Crystal Powder, which I adore. I'm gonna also set her face with this. It's gonna keep the makeup locked in place, but it's not gonna give you a mattifying effect, which is what I don't want in this case, because I want the skin to look very angelic, very soft and amazing, but then the eyes are very badass. So that's the look I'm going for, and for that you obviously need highlighters. So I'm taking this multiple in Copacabana by NARS, and this has a very pinky, silvery undertone. I'm taking that on top of the cheekbones and a lot on the cupid's bow because it gives it volume. And I'm taking Moonchild palette by Anastasia, the shade Purple Horseshoe, which has a very violet undertone as well. And now for blush, I'm using NARS Oasis, and this has a very cool undertone, so a bit browny, but also a bit of pink and some gold reflex. So this one looks very beautiful on pale skin. It's so amazing. I'm taking that with a contour brush by Real Techniques from the apples up until the temples. I'm not taking the NYX Contour and Highlight Pro palette, and I'm using them as eyeshadows today. So I'm taking a pencil brush and taking them on the lower lashes to give a little bit of warmth to the look and definition on the lower lashes. I'm applying mascara on the lower lashes as well. This is MAC Extended Play Gigagblack Lash, which gives a lot of length to the lashes. I love. And I'm gonna take Wonder Pencil by NYX, which is a nude pencil, on the lower waterline. For the first option, I'm gonna start using Lumiere Lippy Pencil by Colourpop. And this one has a good undertone. The texture is just so amazing. And this goes great with any lipstick that has any cool undertone. And for that, I'm taking the Audacious Lipstick Anna by NARS, which is a beautiful semi-matte lipstick with high impact, very high coverage, and long lasting, and it also hydrates the lips. And as a final step, I'm gonna take this black pencil and run that on the upper waterline. And here you have the first look finished, so the first option. And now we're gonna go for the more dramatic one. I'm gonna erase the lips, and I'm gonna start using now the NYX pencil in Prune. And as the name states, is a very prune, amazing color. And this is gonna tie together the lips with the eyeshadows. It's gonna also look much more dramatic. So if that's the case, if that's what you want, go for it. I'm gonna now apply this lipstick by NYX as well. This is the matte one in Up the Base. And I'm using a detailer brush by Real Techniques, which is kind of the same brush that I used before, just a clean one, and I love that for the lips. And here you have the second look finished, so I hope you liked both looks, guys. If you try them, don't forget to tag me on Instagram and my social media. I'm gonna leave every single product down in the description bar below. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And her social media also gonna be in the description bar below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Mwah.